What do you think? What do you think the hybrid event can offer that the physical space kind of couldn't offer, if you know what I mean?
I mean, I guess there's two parts to that question. What can a hybrid event offer today? It can offer a sustainable platform that allows brands to tell their stories today. And at the moment, with obviously COVID and the restrictions, etc., that's quite hard if you look at the traditional methods. But in terms of going forward, I think we're only kind of scratching the surface in terms of understanding now where it can take us in terms of, I was talking about the architecture, so you can create any kind of event space and any kind of immersive environment and theatrical contributions to that. But, you know, sustainability, you know, Collaborate, we've been, you know, working really, really hard over the last couple of years, really kind of championing, you know, different ways that we as a business and our industry and our partners can learn to live in a more sustainable, way.
Cycle to work scheme email company.
Exactly. So this offers the brand or the actual event a much quicker dynamic of answering some of those challenges. So, you know, the impact of not having 10,000 people flying into one city to do a conference. Massive, You know, what about if we looked at getting 20,000 people, you know, participating in this conference, you know, dialing in locally, you know, you're saving a huge kind of carbon contribution of people moving.
It's interesting. I was going to raise a point, but I'll kind of phrase it as a question for you, because for me, every brand, you know, I'm the content and marketing manager for Collaborate. Every brand wants to be able to tell their story, and you know, it'd be great for you to elaborate on this a little bit. But what can a hybrid event, in my opinion, can allow you to expand on that story and allow you to directly engage with those people that you are trying to reach. But it'd be great to kind of get just a summary from you on how that brand can tell that story really through a hybrid event.
You know, you can create immersive event spaces that resonate with your traditional consumer that's always found you in those spots. You know, you can bring product demonstrations to life in a way that you can't do in a live environment because you've got constraints of the architecture and physically where you are. You've got this ability to continue the story, as you were saying at the beginning, so it doesn't finish at 8 o'clock at night on a particular day. It can be kind of digested and used and worked with continuously. The levels of concentration and interactivity can be broken up at different stages, so people can kind of like dial in for a bit, do other bits and pieces, bring in. I think that's really relevant.
So one thing that I find interesting about hybrid events is the fact that you can split those audience members up and have different breakout sessions, so that you can kind of target A, B, C and D on a more personal level. So how would you kind of explain that to an audience that was new to hybrid?
Well, it's not necessarily just unique to a hybrid. I think it's one of those layers. It's remembering why you as an event visitor were going to such an event, and there's always that human interactivity, there's that catching up with colleagues, there's meeting new people, and it's just creating an environment that becomes like a personalised journey through the event. So if you're particularly interested in something, that allows you to kind of jump in and talk and reference about that particular subject.
Actually, so from your perspective as someone who, you know, captains the ship for Collaborate, and you've worked with many brands, you know, we've got Aston Martin, Boots, Colgate, what advice would you give to brands, you know, that we maybe necessarily not have worked with and had that personal approach with right now in this time that we're in?
I mean, I would urge confidence is the word that we keep looking to use. One of the main reasons why we're wanting to create and showcase a hybrid demonstration in essence, but through the medium of producing an event, is to work within our industry to bring confidence that brands have still got their stories, consumers still want to hear those stories, and actually at this time in particular, people want exciting stories. People want to be immersed in something that's
good,
exciting and good, exactly,
positive,
and positive. And I think if it can be done in a confident way, then I would urge, you know, all of us to you know, keep that encouragement, keep learning together, keep sharing best practice. This is when the industry can kind of come together and work in unison. This isn't about just collaborate doing this at all. It's an open invitation. This is just an open letter, as it were, of just sharing some of our thoughts and ideas of what we're bringing.
Thank you, Ben, for being part of the first Collaborate Coffee Morning. I think I'll kind of hand it over to you now to kind of just explain a little bit about what we're doing in that space and the event that we're actually putting on next week.
Sure. Well, thanks, Ollie. Nice coffee, by the way. Appreciate that. So yeah, we, like I say, we decided to create our own Collaborate hybrid event. It was done in a way that wanted to kind of bring our ideas and share them with our industry and clients. So the important thing for me is this is a showcase event that just tells different stories and threads. So the fascinating thing for us is putting this on is we're normally understanding the strategy and understanding what the output is and doing a consumer and a brand journey. For us, it wasn't about Collaborate, it was about using some of our clients and their brands to tell previous stories, but in a hybrid format. Because everybody's aware that these technologies exist. Everybody's aware that you can kind of go into a studio, you can broadcast this, you can record that. But actually it comes back to that confidence bit, and we just felt if we could showcase something that was honest and relevant, that had the outcomes of what people would normally associate with an event and an activation, but it's us kind of opening up and wanting to kind of share our thoughts to form conversations. So we go back to that, drop in chat rooms afterwards if people got questions about this or comments about that. It's an open forum. It's not us telling, it's us showing and wanting to kind of learn back from people's opinions.
And when is it?
Thursday next week, Thursday the 16th, 11 o'clock London time. Cool. So you can dial in, see our website. There's an easy click on link, register your email address, and you'll just be sent a link to jump in. And we will be sharing, if you can't make it, we'll be obviously sharing outtakes, the best bits, and thoughts and questions. Exactly.
Okay, cool. All right. Nice one. Thank you very much, Ben. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Thanks, Ollie.